Good afternoon. Welcome to Jim Munley's World of Weather. Clicked on to long-range weather forecast discussion from March 5th to 19th. Before we get to that, we're going to talk a little bit again about the polar vortex. The sudden stratospheric warming event has occurred, and we finally have some downwelling here in this box, bringing it down to the surface. But the effects are unclear right now. But it's likely that we'll see more cold weather heading into next week and maybe the week after. And during that period, it's hard to predict exactly snow. You just got to get the moisture and the cold air in the right place, and we have snow. So I'm not going to say anything much about the snowfall. Finally had downwelling. Now, if we look here, this is from the climate site. And you can see the stratospheric warming occurred, and this is where it's forecast to be. And this has happened, I think, 6 times in the last, I want to say decade or last couple, so this is like a big event. So we have to keep an eye on this in the near future of what's going to happen. What else do I have? Okay, I think that's all I have on the stratospheric warming. So we're going to get to the forecast now. This will be for the forecast period for March 5th to the 9th. And we have our positive height anomalies here and here, trough here across the west, upper low here, south of the positive height anomalies over Greenland, zonal flow above normal heights for the ridge over the southeast. Now, energy within this flow, we're going to go to the surface now. From the western trough will combine with energy in the northern stream and bring colder air mass to the east central states after a bit of warmth here in the east. So the energy from the system will likely feed into the slowly retrograding Atlantic Rex block pattern that we had, which I showed you. And we'll take a look at this at the surface. And by next Thursday, a low near the Canadian Maritimes may start to retrogress a bit. That's the upper low here. And it will, I'm reading my notes here. Near the Canadian may start to progress east a bit with higher latitude upper ridge and may reach close to Hudson Bay. This upper ridge here as we go through the period, see? So then we have a trough here in the northeast later on in the period. This we'll go to the 9th. A little bit of a trough here across the northeast. So temperatures are forecast to be below normal in the west and above normal in the east. Above normal precipitation is forecast for most of the west coast and from the upper Mississippi Valley into the mid-Atlantic and the northeast. Now, another thing I want to talk about is the current storm system expected to reach the east by the weekend, by Friday. Okay, here we are at 7 a.m. This is GFS. I'm going to talk a little bit about this. And here is 7 o'clock in the evening. Now, notice where the 540 line is here. So we have snow, even though we have snow here, it'll probably turn to rain, just be from dynamic cooling. Mixture ice here across Pennsylvania, and then rain. So this will be a warmer event, and then it lifts northward, and then it's out. It may turn back to a little bit of light snow, but not much. And then we'll look at the European operational. Again, notice where the 540 line is right here. And then that moves out, and then cold air moves back in. Then we'll look at the European ensembles. Then we'll look at the Canadian. Maybe a little more cold air, but the 540 line is to the north and northeast. To the northeast. And then we had the NAM, or the NAV-GEM. 540 line is way up here to the north. So this would be a warmer event. It's kind of similar to the event that we had here in the east before, but it's a warmer system. Okay, we're going to look now at the period for March 10th to the 14th. Now we have positive height anomalies here. Below normal heights with zone of flow across much of the country. And that's what we have here, more of a zone of flow. Above normal heights, here's our blocking. So for this forecast period, I am calling for below normal temperatures here, and I'm calling for anomalies near 8 degrees or more be possible, especially across here. Above normal temperatures here, with the anomalies of 48 degrees above normal for precipitation. Calling for above normal precipitation for much of this area here, and the probability of occurrence is near 40%. Now we're going to look at the period for March 15th to 19th. And little overall change is expected in the flow. See, like this. I think that's what's going to be more like what the European has. Although the height anomalies here across the high latitudes weaken. So for now, I'm calling for below normal temperatures for much of the country except for Florida here, central and southern Florida. And anomalies are forecast to may exceed 10 degrees below normal, especially across this region. And for precipitation, call for a little change in the precipitation anomalies from the previous period. Another thing I want to look at is the system will be affecting the region here. We'll go back to the surface. Here's one system. Let me see where I see it. Oh, this one. Okay, and Friday here lives to the north. Now, we'll also look at the okay, I want to take a look closer here. That's just affecting us like I just showed you before. I have a lot of things here. I'm trying to remember what I had. Okay, now here's the upper level system. Let's look at the system here. This is where we have warmer air. Now notice where the 0 degree line is. Right here, this red line. And then we get into Friday, Saturday, it moves to the north and then moves to the south later on in the forecast period. And then we'll look at the this 800 millibar level, and it has, for early Saturday, the freezing line is here right to the north. But look where the wind flow is. Also on this, the wind flow is more to the west. So there might be a little sleep, but it'll quickly change to rain. And another thing I want to take a look at is the significant tornado probability. And we have the greatest threat of tornadoes here across the lower Mississippi Valley, parts of Texas. This is the NAV. And then this is the severe thunderstorm watch. More across the southern Mississippi Valley will be the severe threat. Okay, that's all for now. That's a long-range weather forecast discussion for March 5th to 19th. Thanks for coming to Jim Munley's World of Weather, and have a good day.